We hate vulnerability. We do everything to avoid being vulnerable. Why? Because vulnerability is not controllable, number one, and it exposes us to rejection, failure, disappointment, delusion, in one word, pain, right? Vulnerability makes us weak. So why we should be vulnerable? We build up an armor to shield us from the pain that vulnerability implies, including self-judgment, which is the heaviest pain. But I want to ask you something. Do you have the feeling that this armor has become too heavy, right? Too tight at this point of your life? Because I did. I had the feeling that the armor that I built up, instead of protecting me, it separated me from joy, from living life with spontaneity, vitality. Because instead of being spontaneous, I was constantly concerned about what other people thought about me, or what if I made a mistake. So that's how the armor become tighter and tighter, heavier and heavier, which means in real life, digestive issue, chronic pain, anxiety, skin rashes, dermatitis, high blood pressure, sense of guilt, shame, rage, and a lot of other stuff that we don't really love so much. What if vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but it's just that the people who have taught us vulnerability don't actually know what vulnerability is about. So basically we got the wrong lessons. Dr. Dan Siegel, for example, a psychiatrist, author, speaker, explain how vulnerability impact brain development, mental health, and well-being. Of course, Dr. Brené Brown, she dedicated an entire career on this topic, right? Dr. Sue Johnson, she said vulnerability and emotional openness as essential in enabling safe, healthy, and fulfilling relationship. Really important. And again, of course, Dr. Gabor Mate, and by the way, I really invite you to read all his books because they are all amazing lecture. He said vulnerability as essential for personal growth and healing from trauma. So it seems that being vulnerable, it's not so bad, isn't it, at this point? So ready to embark on this new transformative journey with me? But before we start, I tell you, this is a journey for the bravest. It's going to be new. It's going to be unfamiliar. That in real life means difficult. You fall, I fall, maybe you get discouraged, I get discouraged from time to time, things like this, and that's okay. That's how we allow ourselves to feel all our feelings, let them flow and move on. The first step to cultivating vulnerability is foster self-care connection. Because in order to connect with the world on a deeper level, we need to foster self-connection first. So find a quiet place where you can be alone with your feelings regularly, to journal or simply sit in stillness, connect with your breath. You can also do that. You can connect with your breath, put one hand on your heart, the other on your belly, breathe naturally without forcing or trying to control the experience, and embrace and listen every somatic experience that came. Or you can also connect with your sensation and feeling where you are not alone. You can turn, for example, every moment you consider a waste of time into a self-connection moment. Really powerful, really fun. I love that. How to do that? When you are in line at the supermarket, for example, or you are waiting your turn at the dentist, or you're waiting in general, instead of watching your impatience rising or watching your phone scrolling, try to lead your attention and awareness like they were a light torch on one area of your body. I suggest starting with your chest because it's easier recognizing how the sensation changes moment by moment there. Observe how it goes up and down and all the somatic sensation that it brings. You can also lead your awareness to the organs inside of your chest, like in the heart, for example, without, again, judging or try to control the experience. It is one of the best way we train ourselves to develop self-compassion on a daily basis. Create and maintaining boundaries in sharing and listening. Cultivating vulnerability involves authenticity and openness, which require discernment and healthy boundaries. And I guess that is exactly why many people think that vulnerability is a sign of weakness, because they don't apply, they don't know healthy boundaries and discernment. For instance, if you face a challenging moment or challenging situation at work, cultivating vulnerability means selectively sharing your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and your experience with trusted colleagues or mentor who have shown support and understanding. It's about choosing whom to confide in based on trust and relevance, rather than openly discussing what happened with every co-worker without considering those factors, right? Embrace new experiences. This is really exciting and scary. Try stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something you are always wanted to do but felt a little bit too scared to try, or do something totally new that your inner voice say that you need to do, but because it's new, you feel a little bit of resistance. So, if so, I invite you to check in and see if what you perceive as resistance is actually boundaries, meaning a no of your body, a no that your body are saying to you, meaning, no, this is not my territory, this is not something that I want to do, right? So if so, make sure to respect your voice. Or if what you perceive as resistance is actually excitement, meaning it's your body saying, hey, yes, yes. I know that sometimes, most of the time, especially the beginning of this journey of awareness, distinguishing between the two, excitement and resistance, it's not easy, because the somatic experience could be similar, right? What I suggest to do for now is to trust your body and be honest with yourself, and don't be worried to do something wrong, because you are always in time to have a step back and do something different. So just trust your body and open yourself to the new experience. For instance, when I started learning a new language, because English obviously is not my native language, it was tough at first, but it ended up being a transformative experience to me. It helped me uncover parts of myself I never knew existed, like, my sense of humor and the fact that I can accept my imperfection, right? In fact, it inspired me to start a YouTube channel, totally crazy, right? Where I talk about the importance of nurturing our emotional well-being, because my emotion always challenge me. So this is a topic that I really care about. This is one of the reasons why I decided to open this new space. Practice honest and open communication. Start cultivating vulnerability by engaging in honest and open conversation with trusted individual, and be selective. This is another form of healthy boundaries, right? How to do that? Choose someone who demonstrates genuine understanding and acceptance, or join a space where you feel accepted and listened. Being vulnerable doesn't mean necessarily sharing your intimate thoughts or your personal life. In most of the cases, it's communicating your personal perspective about something that happened, or about a theory, or about some particular aspects of the world that we live in. Seek supportive communities and help. Get in touch with the community that encourage vulnerability and provide compassionate support. And also be ready to get out of spaces you realize that don't provide the compassionate help and support that you imagine. Seek a group or organization where you can, of course, connect with others who are on your similar journey. How to do that? Because getting a clear picture of community and spaces you enjoy from the moment you get in touch with them require critical observation and genuine connection to yourself. So in order to know if that group is a right group for you, when you guys gather, I suggest you to listen what happened in your body and also after when you meet your group. Do you feel liberated, inspired, energized? So if so, that's the group for you. If honestly you feel, a sort of tension in your throat, you feel, pain in your stomach or tension here, that's probably not the group for you, and that's okay. Stay open to the somatic sensation you get, because there's probably the best guidance in those cases. So in this adventure, you train yourself in building the muscle of vulnerability. You have many doubts. I have many doubts, for sure. We don't doubt, because it's part of the journey, but I want to let you know that you are not alone. If you find this video helpful, it means that we speak the same language, and I'm learning every day something new about vulnerability. I fall and I get up every day, so I'm with you on this journey. If you want, we can walk together. So never hesitate to get in touch. You can also consider subscribing, say hi in the comment, and share your experience and your thoughts. But cultivating vulnerability is just a piece of a puzzle in developing emotional intelligence. So in this video, I share with you 10 powerful emotional intelligence hacks for everyday life. So thank you so much for being with me, and see you next time.